Everybody wants to know why we don't just let her be, let her live her life. Do y'all see this? Do you see this? She's an influencer. She has came out and said it. She's even trying to put it into Wiki. It's on her Cameo. She is an influencer. Social media influencer. Of who? Of what? This is all she's known for. She can't cook. She can't clean. She can't work. She can't do a job, but she can chop. And she can't even do that right. I'm sorry. But this, when people want to know why, get a life, just leave her alone. Let her be. Just let her live her life. Why do you care? I do care. Do you see this? This is a young child. And I seen where Audrey actually contacted her school. Yeah. I don't blame Audrey. This isn't a joke. What Gypsy did was exactly what Amelia Bird did and 100 other teens who got told no. Like I said, me and my mother, we had disagreements. They told me no, I would get grounded. They were very strict on me. I was very girly girl. My sister was real tomboyish. She played football with the boys. I was cheerleading for my sister playing football. She's younger too. And then I had two brothers. So for me, they were way more strict on me and protective than they were the boys and my sister, who is a tomboy, who they thought she can just take care of herself. And she did. Trust me. The football boys learned really quick. She could beat any of them up. You're gonna. We disagreed. She told me no. There were times that she couldn't stand me as a teenager, and I couldn't her, and I thought she hated me. But you know what? She's my best friend. I love her more than anything, and I'm grateful for my parents being how they were. Honestly, if you don't have a child who's angry with you and mad at you at some point because they don't get their way, then yeah, I don't know. But that initial response shouldn't be to Gypsy Rose like what'd she say? To Gypsy Rose that hoe. Come on. This is why we don't. This is why we don't be quiet. This is why we don't shut up. And this is, I can't. We're going to read some emails. And this is another thing that is so, I told you before, like 2 videos ago, she did not love Nick. Nick was just another boy. She told her inmates she chose him just to take her mother out. And I believe that. Every other man she's dated has been older, addicts, and they have all. Anyways, Nick was her age. He was younger than her, I think. He was younger than her. This boy didn't know what he was even set, like he didn't understand what she was saying half the time in the text messages. What do you mean, dear? Just constantly. He was so he was confused all the time. What do you mean, dear? How so, dear? I don't understand, dear. This boy had no idea what he was walking into. I'm telling you. And I'm going to show you why. First, I want to read something. I don't want to read it. I'm going to show you some emails to prove that. But I want to show you something that Audrey, Audacious Audrey on YouTube. I just seen that on YouTube today. I did not know she had YouTube. So, Audacious Audrey is on YouTube, but it's Audrey on TikTok. Let me find it and let me show you that really quick. Okay, so, she blames Nick. It's all him. She just asked him a question. Gypsy Rose asked a stage 2 autistic boy a question. That's it, nothing more. And he didn't say no, and he should have. She said he should have called the police. He should have said no, even though for 2.5 years this girl begged him to do this, talked him into it, and made him think there was no other way they could be together. But she also says now her new memoir is coming out, right? She also says that the inconsistencies in those memoir, it's one memoir, but there's audible version and then there's hardback version, you can read it. The inconsistencies weren't her fault. It was Lifetime's fault. And her co-authors, Melissa Moore and the ghostwriter, I forget her name, but they wouldn't allow her to fix the inconsistencies, and she was forced to lie. When people started contacting Ben Bella Books, she puts out a comment, and I showed this to you guys already. You guys misunderstood what I said. No, we didn't. You said major inconsistencies, like your birthdays, the inconsistency of the case and situations, nothing minor. You were talking about major issues we caught you lying about that you were going over. But then Ben Bella Book said it's the same book. It's not a re-release. You are not doing a re-release. They're just doing a paperback version with essentially the exact same content. The only thing being changed is some minor grammar, misspellings, punctuation, and there's my son, and minor, like the football teams that were playing that you were going to go see with Ryan. Okay, you got caught in a lie, and you're about to lose that. Probably, I would say you're breaching your contract because you just can't, shut up. You can't stop. You won't stop. So, and she speaks about the con in her memoir, right? That's one of the things that her and Bree had these, for 3 or 4 days, back to back to back, 8-hour lives about these inconsistencies, and she wasn't part of the con, and it wasn't her fault. It was all her mother. I said this is a lie, and I've said it from the beginning. In her interrogation, they silence every part where she talks about her medical history or the con. Every time. We don't get to hear that part. Why do you think that is? Everybody says, well, they just let all of that go because they were being investigated for fraud. I think her and Dee Dee got into an argument, honestly, over it. And I think Dee Dee told her, you need to get a job. And Dee Dee's money was getting stolen and her pills getting stolen. She filed 5 or more police reports just in, I think, 4 or 5 months before her death. So let's see what Audrey has to say. I have went over this with you guys, but Audrey breaks it down better than I do. I ramble too much, and I know that doesn't make it as easy to understand. So I admit. So we'll just let Audrey explain it. Oh.
The photos below are from Dickinson Park Zoo, specifically their Dream Night event, an event for special needs children. But what is interesting is the part
I had to restart that. Sorry. Gosh.
It's always her mama's problem. The photos below are from Dickinson Park Zoo, specifically their Dream Night event, an event for special needs children. But what is interesting is the part in parentheses. The lady that made this post said the picture of Gypsy and her mom with a dog was taken at a birthday party. This is that photo. And that lady clarified further. Dee Dee had told her that she was robbed the night before that event, and goes on to clarify that that event was June 5th. But let's take a look at what Gypsy was doing on June 5th. She had texted Nick and she said, "Darling, what color restraints do you want? Black or pink?" And Nick says, "Dear, we're collecting them, but get black, sweetie." "Okay, darling," is what Gypsy responds. And here are said restraints in evidence. So was Dee Dee being robbed, or was Gypsy stealing money from her? I'm going to say she was stealing money because this too was in evidence. And if you look right there, it says to Dee Dee gift cards. Oh, and right here is the pamphlet from that Dickerson Zoo event, also in evidence. And I have two more things that I would love to show you. Here's a news article that says police in Greene County said Tuesday that Gypsy Blanchard admitted to lying about her age and about physical handicaps in order to gain money and trips. Which is interesting because now she comes on the internet and says, "I was a pawn." No, you weren't, baby girl. You were a participant. With all that being said, I'm going to leave you with this amazing glamour shot of old stepmommy Christy. And I feel like this is a good time to say, remember what you learned in Dare Week, kids. Anyways, shout out to 1 ounce of Jameson for sending me all of this. You're amazing.
Audrey was a little... Oh, Audrey. Audacious Audrey. I love it. Okay, we are going to read an email by Lil Frodo off of GRB also. And this is off of the Snark page also. Everything's right here, so it's just easy for me to go from right here. But I always credit the original creator. Where Gypsy says she never loved Nick. He was just an object. The boy who took a life for you took your mother's life to be your hero, to save you because you told him she kicked you out, was making you pee in bushes, and you had nowhere to go. This wasn't a plan they came up with, you guys, because she was texting him the night before he left that her mother kicked her out and made her sleep on the porch and she had to pee in bushes, when that was a lie. So again, I'm going to say this one more time. Dee Dee's phone was turned off on the 7th, 3 days before Nick got to town, and they unalived her. 3 days. If you go by Wikipedia, Dee Dee's unaliving was June 9th in the early morning hours. Also, in these emails, she wants to make sure repeatedly that that date says July 10th. Did I say June earlier? It wasn't June. I'm sorry if I said that. I meant July. I am tired, you guys. It's already late. It's Friday, but this isn't even going to get done till Saturday. I don't even know if I'm going to put it out until the morning. So happy Friday. But happy Saturday. Because you won't see it till Saturday. But it makes you question whether or not that's true. And I did explain to you in the last video, there are 4 cuts on Dee Dee's back that go right to left. The rest are left to right, which would mean right-handed, right? Left-handed would be this, and then you go left. So it starts at the right and then goes to the left. The other is just right-handed and to the right. No, I'm sorry. It starts at the right and then it went to the left. You know, it was the cut starts on the right side, but it was done to the left. That's a left-handed person. And the other was started at the left and went to the right. So if you're right-handed, you're going to go down and you're going to go to the right. When you're left-handed, you go down and you go to the left. It's like opposite. Does that make sense? Right, you're going to start at the left but go to the right. Left, you start at the right and go to the left. Just how I'm trying to explain it. 4 deep wounds would make it seem that it would be a left-handed person and the rest would be from a right-handed person. I'm just saying. So let's read those emails really fast because I'm convinced that Dee Dee, I've already gave you I know this is not complete facts, it's just my opinion. But I am convinced whether or not it was before or when Nick was there, Gypsy absolutely helped him. There's 2 patterns, so it's infuriating to see how she got this plea deal so quick and HBO knocking at the door before a month, even she's in jail for even a month or already. They already had their plans. They already had their theories that they were going through, their defense tactics, and yeah, it's just sad. All right, 1 second. Okay, we're going to read these in the description of emails below. Gypsy and Melissa Moore, book deal money. Ryan, documentary drama. Make-A-Wish donation. Gypsy does the book corrections. Gypsy admits she wasn't in love with Nick. He was just another object to her love obsession. And I'm going to explain that. But she was never in love with Nick. Ever. So, this is from Melissa Moore. I read your... Oh, wait. So proud of you. This might... Yes, this is from Melissa. Okay. So proud of you. I read your email about taking a week off. Super smart. You're making important decisions and I find time to... It gets blurry on the computer, so I apologize. To not read in emotion is always the smartest. She doesn't have emotion. I read you an email where she said her caring is broken. I'm not going to keep showing all the emails over and over because you can go back and watch. I put her caring is broken. You can watch that and you can read it yourself. She says that, and she is. I also saw, and no one spoke about this, but they were Audrey was going over some of her medical records. Oh, it was I'll show you a part with Brie and Audrey talking, but where it mentions Gypsy with schizophrenia. Was she diagnosed with schizophrenia? No one's ever said anything, so if y'all know anything about that, let me know. But Audrey does bring that up where it's written in her medical records. They're speaking about something, and then it said linked with schizophrenia. Crazy, huh? And Gypsy never goes off of emotion, so whatever. Only emotion is, oh, Ken doesn't love me. Okay. It also gives them time to figure out another solution. And I'm sure this is because she's honestly nobody wanted Gypsy's book. I'm just going to let y'all know that right now. Only one company would take on Gypsy's book because of the Son of Sam law, because it's the right thing to do. And you know what? Ben Bella books should be boycotted for that reason alone. I'm willing if you want to provide some of our best recorded conversations. It should say of audio. If audio is Oh my God. Our best recorded conversations, if audio and needed to fill in the holes. Melissa Moore must be drunk because she's in Europe right now, from my understanding. So I don't get that. Oh my gosh, your former conversations were very deep and thoughtful. Money isn't everything, but respect is. Well, Melissa, Gypsy, you have zero respect in most of the community. You, Melissa Moore, use your father's victims to make money. You love your dad. You act like you don't, but you do. Oh, he's so handsome and charming and charismatic. He was, anyways. I would have to say that her reason she changed 3 times why she wanted to come out publicly and speak about it, and why she went on to the Dr. Phil show to begin with. I think it was Dr. Phil. Um, she needed help, and whether or not she should tell her kids that their grandfather was a serial unaliver. Why do you need somebody on television to tell you that? You don't. And then it went on to, oh, I want to advocate for the victims of, there's really more than just one victim, the families. Like me, she's a victim. She's playing a victim now. I'm not saying that she's not. His kids were victims of his crime, but it's nothing like what the families who lose their loved one because of your dad's crime. Your victimness is nothing compared to that. And that's what she said, that the other victims are forgotten about. So she wants to advocate and help people like her who have dealt with family members who have taken someone's life and they're struggling, and then it went to just straight on, she wanted to be famous. That's what it was. I think she ended up going on like I don't remember. It wasn't Dr. Phil, but it was another. She did some kind of sideshow and did that. I have, to be honest with you, I avoid her like the plague because she's just as dirty as Mike Scamfield, not Scanfield, Scamfield, and Gypsy Rose. Okay, I'm shutting up. I'm sorry. But Melissa Moore is no better. Neither of you have respect or morals. You have zero moral compass, either one of you. When you get out, you're going to make more of these decisions as your career goes, and boundaries, what you will accept is based on the board team of one, yourself. Dude, you get to decide if you will accept it or not. And if other people have a problem with it, it's their problem. It took me a long time to figure that one out, but you're already ahead of me on that one. Well, yeah. Gypsy ain't just your average bear. Gypsy likes to say, I'm just your average bear. No, you're not. No, you're not. What are you talking about? Just know everyone is going to ask of you what they want. You don't have to give everything they want to them. Is she drunk? What is this? You guys, I struggle to read Gypsies. Her you can't tell me that this isn't a common theme with, I mean, allegedly narcissists, sociopaths, psychopaths, and people that are possibly diagnosed with antisocial personality disorder. Because we know Gypsy was. I don't know about her, allegedly. This is the weirdest thing. Okay. They want to, them. In filming, you always have the right to say stop, pause, or I don't want to talk about that. You never have to answer a question. And if you're unsure about where they are going with their interview, Ask for the questions up front. Of course, Gypsy asks for every question up front before doing any interview because if it's not the question she agrees to, she won't do the interview. Any interview with hard questions, nope, that's not going to happen. Give time boundaries. I swear to God. Tell them they have 1 hour, 2 hours, and you're done. I used to film all day because I thought I had to. No, I just didn't say stop. You're going to go far. You're going to go far, Gypsy Rose. Yeah. By the way, I already have media press tour options for you and your book when you get out. My friend Jen at Access Hollywood wants to bring you to the studio in LA. Lots of big things are coming your way, and you're getting savvy to how to protect your energy and space. Savvy? She's just smart. People don't think Gypsy is smart. She is. Oh my God. And here's Gypsy. Hi there. I hope y'all are having an amazing time in Europe. Smiley face. Oh my gosh. Things here are fun. I did a few audio recordings with Blank. I believe they did hear back from Anne, the direct. It's so weird. They cross out some names and not others, but okay. The director of all the prisons in Missouri, and she basically shoved them back to their director of communications. So it looks like the higher ups are not going to. I don't want to say that word. It looks like the higher ups are not giving a F about our documentary, and I'm shit out of luck. I said SOL just straight out because, yeah, you are Gypsy. For Blank coming back in to interview, I have not yet been told, though, that I can't have any in person interview come in, just not Blank and the company name. I don't know. If you would like to give her some of our best recordings, I don't mind. I know Blank mentioned she suggested a simple camera without a crew, but I know that my prison won't accommodate. They're not giving in to Gypsy. And you know what? I wouldn't either. I think that they know her, they know the real her. I don't blame them. So I'll start giving Blank the recordings she wants, and let me click on this because I can't read the bottom. I still can't. Oh, she wants, and the footage from December is the main source for seeing me on camera. Hi, Blank. Just wanted to update you that Blank and I are no longer in a relationship. I ended things this morning. She meant Ryan. And then she writes another, I guess we are trying to work it out. The truth is, I have commitment issues and often self sabotage. I love Ryan and want what is best for him. And sometimes I feel that I'm not what's best. There are many things that pass through my mind right now, and I felt that ending our relationship would be the final straw. To my surprise, he isn't giving up on me. No, and he still hasn't, Gypsy, just like Nick. You guys, you're not going to tell me that anybody who is like this is stable mentally, because they're not. They're not. Who would want to? What is mind blowing to me is you're willing to. I'm licking, I know, I'm sorry. Have a life with a MURDERER, knowing they're capable of it. They did it. You know they did it. And you're okay with it. There's a term, and I've said it before. Misbehaving's put it in my comments, misbehaving, if you want to again. There's a term for it, and it's somebody who gets turned on by people who do violent crimes. checking in on you. Hey, Gypsy. I wanted to follow up on our convo from yesterday. No doubt you have lots to think about as you approach a very serious decision of getting married. I will support you regardless. If you continue with getting married pre release or post, it's your decision. Wait, it's your very personal decision. Okay, duh. My position is that just as you entered the prison system, a version of Gypsy that came abused, afraid, unknowing of what was to come, you too will leave the prison unknowing of what life on the outside will hold for you. And the new person you will become because of the freedom and new confidence that will continue to grow. Dude, I'm about to vomit. You will see her. Wait, you will see how you only further become the higher version of yourself post prison. You only get happier and stronger. You left one prison of control with your mom and entered another. Soon you will be free for the first time. My wish for you is that you get to experience all you want. Marriage naturally influences the choices you will make. As of course, you'd have to make choices mutually with your partner. What I wish for you is that you give yourself a chance to be out in the world and adjust, because getting married is a whole nother level of adjustment. I know it's exciting and scary that you have this new adventure awaiting you. You know what? I'm getting my glasses out of the car because I just can't see it. I'm back. It's still like a little blurry, but I mean, it's not that. It's just when you're recording on an app, sometimes it doesn't show it like you see it on the, like you'd see it on TikTok or YouTube or whatever. It's a little blurry at first, so it's weird. Okay. Again, I support your choice to marry Ryan now or later. My intention is to encourage you to wait to see what life on the outside will feel like for you and see what life together with Ryan outside of prison is like. So you make the choice to marry with all the knowledge of what you two together outside of prison are. You are a very strong woman who has the world waiting for her. Okay. I'm sorry. I see a hair. Okay, there you go. It just looked a little weird. Okay, sorry about the last email. Technology, what are you gonna do? Am I right? LOL. That's definitely probably Melissa. This is from Gypsy. I hope you were able to talk with my aunt. I'm gonna say Rachel or Claudine. I don't know. I'm guessing because I don't know. I spoke with her on Friday and she was very stern about not meeting with you, but she said she would speak with you. I was intrigued by something she told me. She said that she said that blank told them that Christy made advances during the week of my parole hearing, which I haven't asked Dad about this. It is shocking, but I don't know if it's true. Christy and my father were about to get a divorce, and Christy did seek out an ex-boyfriend of hers during that time. So I guess it could be true because of the circumstances. But it is more than likely just a family rumor. So the family told Gypsy this. It is clear that my mother's side dislikes blank a lot, Christy. I would caution any member of our team to use minimal mention of, I wish I could read the rest, but I can't. Gypsy's mother side of the family don't like them. Shocker, right? So Gypsy said, about a year before her release, the family just hated her for no reason. Okay. I spoke with my aunt. She said her and my other aunt was on vacation February 15th, 16th, 17th to Mexico. They really don't know who to trust as they get hounded by journalists all time, all time. And also, blank has been bothering them for their book and documentary. So my aunts are just confused about who is affiliated with who. And honestly, my aunts are naive to this sort of thing. Yes, they are, Gypsy, and they believed you, and you destroyed that family. But the family's disgusting anyway, so yeah. My aunts do not understand about media. To them, all journalists are the same. I'm assuming you have spoke with my Aunt Blank in the past. My Aunt Blank didn't recognize your name. I explained that this is their choice to tell their side. I will attempt to call my aunt in the next few days. I tried calling both, but only got Blank to answer. uh-huh. And this, I am now able to have a longer phone call. When is a good date to cover a lot of groundwork for the book? And that's cut off. Hi Blank. I just wanted to talk to you about a concern regarding the book. So this is to Melissa. I want for this to be as honest to reality as possible. So being open and real about the way I felt and my actions in the past are important. But you lie, Gypsy. And you even lie about this. So how's it important? Basically, in a nutshell, I do not want the relationship between. Oh, wait, sorry. When I was going over events with Blank yesterday, she brought up some of the text between Nick and I on the night of the crime. Basically, in a nutshell, I don't want the relationship between he and I to be over romanticized, but she says romanized. Romanized. Because she can't spell, man. Other platforms have done that to where they make he and I sound like Bonnie and Clyde. Because you said that, Gypsy. You said that, dude. You said that. You wanted to go on a crime spree. That's what you said. You were Bonnie and Clyde. You said that, not him. You. MURDER, mayhem, robbery, RAPE. You. You were very good at stealing, you told him. And you could steal even bigger things. You said this. This is what you were trying to get him to do. Oh my God. When that is not the case, y'all. Very few know that starting in 2011, when I was on my secret Facebook account, I met many men online. And confessing my undying love to each and every one of them. Saying things like, you are the love of my life. I was 18 to 19 years old and believed I was in love with each one I would meet. Girl, you weren't 18 to 19. No. You were in your 20s. Yeah. This was all like 20, 21, and 22, and 23, 24. You were way past 18 and 19 when you were doing this. Am I saying that it's a big deal if a 20-year? No, it's not a big deal. But you were pretending to be a younger, mentally handicapped child to get free trips and gifts, like Audrey just pointed out, and I've said in previous videos, you said that before, but you keep saying, it is not my fault that I was 10 years old and my mama did that, and y'all are making me pay for the sins of her effed up crimes. She didn't do anything criminal. You lied. You pretended you were sicker than you are. And you did it because you knew you were getting those trips. You wanted those Disney trips and those vacations where you got to meet the entire cast of Lord of the Rings and you got to meet all these country singers, and that was all you, Gypsy. The more you played it up, the more people you got to meet. You were speaking at colleges. You were in the paper and on the news your entire life. Yeah. And I just want to say, this isn't even brought up enough. This is not brought up enough. It is in the medical records where Gypsy's doctor wanted to do further testing after they found out she had the 1q21.1 microdeletion. And what did Dee Dee say? No, she did not want to do anything further with testing on Gypsy. She is happy that she has a healthy, happy daughter right now. If Dee Dee had factitious disorder, which was Munchausen by proxy then, you don't think she would have jumped on that? I don't know why this isn't even being spoken about more. It's in the medical records. The doctor notated it. No further testing. No further testing. So that whole bit with Gypsy's ENT, and I just showed you guys in the emails previously, where Ben Bella Books, the publishers, were contacting Gypsy, emailing her, and asking her, this ENT doctor, and I don't understand, how she thought she was going to get by with this, but she gave them a fake name and fake ENT doctor's name and number at Children's Mercy Hospital in Missouri, I think it was. Yes, because she's seen supposedly the ENT in Kansas City, and she didn't. And then was getting referred to the pulmonologist. She gave them a fake name for the pulmonology ENT specialist is what it was. Now I remember. And it was a complete fake doctor. And they're like, did she just spell it wrong? Or maybe she got the doctors mixed up? No, she straight up lied. I don't think that she thought, no, this is a girl who walked into a jail and thought she was walking out and not going to get in trouble for what she did to her mother. She truly thought this. She truly did. And you see it the entire interrogation. And is even asking the detective when she can get her money, when she can get her pills, when she can get her book bag and her things and her pictures and her IDs and all of her documents. She not just once, she asked it a few times in the interrogation, even asked where they were and when she'd be able to get them. She thought she was walking out of there. And when that detective stood up and said, I'm not the one, you can't fool me, her act, her putting on her act, he was letting her know she wasn't fooling him. But I didn't kill my mother. I didn't MURDER my mother, sir, is what she said. And he said, yes, you did. And you're going to be charged with first-degree murder. And he walks out and she's, sir, I want a lawyer. That's when she asked for a lawyer. Because she thought she was leaving. Oh, I know I'm getting so off track, but I can't understand how this girl thought she was going to walk away from there, lied to the publishing company, and gave them a fake doctor from an appointment that was canceled to begin with, that she thought nobody would ever check. Nobody's ever going to check that doctor's appointment. Well, you're wrong. We did. And you never went. It was canceled. Okay. Let's get back to this. This is where, I said, no. She wasn't 18 or 19. She was in her 20s. Dee Dee speaks about this. Okay. 2 years prior to the day, they got into an argument over Dan Glidewell. Gypsy picked up a BB and unloads it on her mother, thinking it was real. She said this several times. She thought it was real. And even in Mommy Dead and Dearest, she said it was real. Well, she thought it was. And it didn't hurt her, it just grazed her skin. Are you. Man. Okay, I'm shutting up. I'm going back. I'm shutting up. Okay. Whew. Being one of them, and okay, I was in love with each one I would meet. Blank being one of them, and the main target of my obsession after, I would say Nicholas or Dan. I think it's Dan. After the night I ran away to be with him. Yeah, yeah, that was Dan Glidewell. However, just because I was infatuated with Nick or Dan, whoever, because she's all of them, didn't stop me from flirting and even enticing other men online. I met someone as old as 50 plus years old. His name was Richard Keene from Missouri. My mother found his and my conversations on Facebook when she eventually caught me using Facebook on her laptop. I think Dee Dee knew she used Facebook. I don't think Dee Dee cared. She's lying about this. Dee Dee told her no. When Gypsy started doing these kinds of things, that's when Dee Dee said no. She says she busted her own laptop. We went over that too. Dee Dee didn't do it. Anyways, caught me using Facebook on her laptop. She actually called him on the phone to threaten calling the police, claiming I was underage. He never spoke to me again. I don't even think Dee Dee said she was underage, probably. I just think a 50-year-old man talking to a young woman who is old enough to be his daughter. Yeah. Yeah. Maybe she did. I don't know. Who cares? I would too. Would you want your child to be? My point is, I was young and maturing beyond Disney fairy tale movies. She always says that. Always. The concept of true love was blurred to me, so any man would have received such claims of love for me. And that is what I want to showcase rather than Nick and I being in love. Parentheses, in love. It was an infatuation, guys. He was just an object, guys. She was not in love. And she doesn't want it romanticized because it wasn't romantic. Oh, wow. I was not in love with Nick. He just was another object of my obsession to have someone love me. And that idea of a Prince Charming that I placed on so many others before him. When in reality, my relationship with Nick was very unhealthy and toxic. Because of you. Because of you, Gypsy, you took a guy who was stage 2 autistic, never been in trouble, was quiet, was sweet, was kind, loved his family, loved his mom, was a very emotional kid, too. He has the mind of a 10-year-old kid, Gypsy. You knew that. On the stand, you said he was easily manipulated. You knew that by talking to him. You knew that. It was dark and effed up. And all I ask is to be true to the facts and feelings that occurred. Y'all are doing an amazing job. I trust y'all 100%. Yeah, okay. So just let that sink in. You remember the text, you guys? Bring your A game, baby. This is my life on the line. This is our life on the line. This is the rest of our lives together. She said, this is my life with you on the line. My life, though. It wasn't our life. My life is what she said. She used this man to take her mother out because she didn't want her there. She didn't want her in the picture anymore. That's the truth. She hated Dee Dee. It's just like the detective said, you hated your mother. She was telling her no. And I do believe that Dee Dee finally said, because Gypsy wasn't that sick, not like Dee Dee thought. I think Dee Dee thought Gypsy still wasn't going to have this long, fulfilling life. I do. Think about it. I'm going to put it to you like this. I have degenerative disc disease. I was told that even my life would be shorter. And by the time that I was 35 and have fibromyalgia, that I would be probably in a wheelchair. They told my mother similar stories. Doctors will say this. I do not think Dee Dee was ever making anything up. I just don't. I think it was all her. Okay, this is from Gypsy. In my feelings. So I'm pretty sure I sometimes overthink things, but I'm just going to give you a synopsis of this because I'm not going to read all this. It is annoying. It's pretty much her marriage with Ryan. I'm going to read one thing to you, though, that was the truth. She's angry about his family, that they don't accept her, she feels, even though they say they do. And they only accept her because of him. Of course, and they're a nice Christian family with good morals. That's why she don't want nothing to do with them. That's the truth. Okay. Even in the beginning, his friends always would discourage him, making comments like, be careful, she's using you, because you were. Even his brother, to this day, says comments like, she will come out of prison and have another guy in the house so fast. You're a fool, blah, blah, blah. Some more ignorant crap. Sad part is, Ryan's brother is a total loser. Well, he might be, but he wasn't wrong. Oh my God, you guys. uh, how'd that play out there, Ryan? Gypsy. Yeah. And whoever she wrote this to um, said, thank you for trusting me. It's nothing. You can read it. I'll leave it up here, but you can pause to read it. It's nothing. It's not that important to me. It says, yes, I would need you to add some money to your phone account, though. I'm waiting on Dad to add my monthly allowance on my commissary. I would assume that's Christy. Hi, Gypsy. I added funds to my phone. Hopefully that works. How have you been? I'm sure you're getting excited as you're almost to the year date exactly for when you will be released. I'm excited for you, knowing this will be your last holidays in prison. That's Christy. Okay, here we go. Here's what she wants corrected in the book because they had the real story and she changed it. I absolutely love the book proposal. There's just a few corrections and I'll list said corrections below. Overview. Number 1, it was a BB GUN without safety that I shot my mom with. Yes, it was, but you thought it was real. What are you not understanding, Gypsy? Chapter 3. Chapter summary anyways. Chapter 3. Beholding and bewitched. Can we change verbiage to argument rather than fight with my mom to avoid confusion with a physical altercation? Why? Because you did fight with your mom. And I think she knows that. I think she fought with her mother on the 9th before Nick even got there. Her knuckles are completely bruised. She has bruises on her knees. She has bruises. I think Dee Dee bit her on her arm too. And I think that's why she kept requesting Nick to bite her as hard as he could. Because she liked it. Whatever. Okay. Chapter 9. June. Oh, wait. Yeah. Chapter 9. June 15th, 2023 needs to be changed to June. It is June. I didn't see I said July earlier. Oh my God, you guys. I hate the entire, like, today. I'm just gonna say I caught my hair on fire yesterday. Okay, it's been a week. I've had a rough week. I'm not even. I caught my hair on fire. Be careful lighting candles out there, y'all. Hairspray and the products you put on your hair to make that beautiful, shiny. It's very flammable. Luckily, human hair is pretty much just keratin and it doesn't just burn super quick. You know, like synthetics or fake hair or whatever, thank God. So, what did burn initially was all the product, and it was like, whoosh, swear to God. Oh my God. It was like holding a can of hairspray to a lighter, and I went like this with my hand because I was in the greenhouse. Yes, I was lighting a candle in the greenhouse because you're going to think I'm crazy. I'm propagating a plant, and you can callus aerial roots by cutting them and letting them dry and callus for 24 to 48 hours. I didn't want to wait. So instead of doing that, you can take candle wax and dip the aerial root into the candle wax, and that will callus it for you. And you can take the wax off in a few days. Um, Yeah, just don't, y'all. Just don't. Oh gosh, that was so terrifying, y'all. Okay, I'll tell you about that later. Anywho, mm, yeah, June 10th, 2015. Changed to June 10th in reference to the day of the MURDER itself, and June 15th was the day of my arrest. But both happened in 2015. Didn't know if you meant to put 2023. Yeah, I don't know why they would put 2023. Character 14. Life as it was intended. Instead of SEX with Ryan, can it be changed to make love with my husband? As SEX seems to be emotionless, and when this is the first time my emotions will connect to SEX, you're full of shit. Afterward change with her new husband in Missouri to with her new husband in Louisiana. I love the proposal. The only things I had concern with is Chapter 10, June 15th, 2023. The date is still wrong. Should be June 10th, 2015. Dude, this book company. It's not even the book company. It's Melissa Moore and the ghostwriter. How hard is it to not put in 2023? Are you serious? And the changes to the sample chapter 14, life, the line SEX with Ryan still needs to be changed to reflect the struggle to move past SEXUAL trauma. Many survivors of trauma have a hard time feeling comfortable with SEX, and the truth is, I am no different. I have many insecurities and fears regard. Let me just say this. You are a liar. And this is what I meant. Just her. Nobody else. Just this girl. You went into a SEX shop and said you were definitely the most feistiest, I'll put it the most experienced girlfriend he's had. You're a liar. Chapter 14, I didn't really cuss blank out when he said the line, "You are my heart and I can't live without my heart." I want the sentence reconstructed to when blank told me, when trying to be romantic, said the line, "You are my heart and I can't live without my heart," I became withdrawn and confused. Something like the above. I guess Ryan. I'm like, I have a question. Does the network want Ryan to do some press coaching as well? I noticed when he went to make a video for social media, he gets nervous and says a lot. uh, uh. You didn't have Pixie yet, but Pixie. Do y'all agree? Vote red, yes. Blue, no. Do you think he would need to be trained a little to do press and interview in general? He gets nervous when it comes to being on the spot. Let me know what you think. Thanks, Gypsy. And here we go, where they talk about the book and the money for the book. I countered with the 150K and upped the book 50-50 split with them. Most people buy ebooks, and that's the fastest way to get to royalties. They came back at 110K and 50-50 ebook. Sent offer to blank to read to you. So far, this is the only publisher offer. Most publishers have passed as they are fearful of Son of Sam law or optics, which is their loss. No, they are not fearing Son of Sam laws or optics. It's wrong, and they knew it. 150 went down to 110, but this is what they get. They didn't even get the 110. You got your book deal in. Yay, 100K so far. I told Blank it's enough to buy your first home. You'll have a big enough down payment, so maybe live in the apartment when you're released and start house shopping for part of your reality show. Just an idea. Sorry to hear you're in quarantine. But Gail, I trust your lead on this one. I feel like you have enough experience with this area to know if this is a great offer or not. Last night I was worried about me doing the audio because I always get put down because of my voice. But Ryan put my fears to rest. Nobody said she's such a liar about everything. And here we go. This is for the Make-A-Wish. I have decided I want to donate 5K to Make-A-Wish Foundation in our Louisiana local area, and I would like to sit with a representative of the charity to explain why I want to give this to them. This is where it is ridiculous. She didn't do 5K, it was 4K, which, by the way, cannot be, not even that amount can be found, just so you know. Gypsy Rose's name is nowhere there. Gypsy Rose Anderson, Gypsy Rose Blanchard, Gypsy Rose. There is no donation from her. People who go to Make-A-Wish and who do make donations gets to see this list, right? For the year she said she did it, there was no $4,000 donation. So she didn't even do the 5K, if she did any at all. I know that my first ever trip to Disney was with Make-A-Wish of Louisiana, and I want to pay the kindness forward and do what I can to make another child's dream come true, whom I may have took the place of so many years ago. I can maybe set something up, but I'm sure y'all will need to ask if y'all can film as with anything else. That's what it says at the bottom. She doesn't want to just donate out of the goodness of her heart or because she did take somebody else's trip. She wants to look good to the public. Get out of here. Here are a few of my suggestions for blank. Here are a few things off the top. I guess this is for Ryan. Travel business class for UNG when you fly. Per diem of $75 a day of filming travel. Location fee for use of apartment $500 plus a day. Mileage for when he drives. It might be Ken. Per episode talent fee $10K for blank. So for 10 episodes $100K. Payments in thirds. A third contract. Sign a third. Basically, you get a third when you sign the contract, a third when at filming, and a third when done filming. So they got $100K for one season. So not only with what we just said, with what Audrey had just, her admitting she was in on the con and wanting free trips, because that's what she told the detectives. She just said right here she took somebody's Make-A-Wish. And she wants to do the right thing and pay them back. But Make-A-Wish wouldn't meet with her on camera to do it. And Gypsy only wanted on camera. So nobody can verify her Make-A-Wish donation. Just putting that out there. And why do you need to say you did this? You can say I made a donation, I guess, if people ask, and leave it at that. But you couldn't get it filmed, and that ticked you off. And I'm going to show this. This was just put on by little Frodo too. Thank you again, little Frodo. It's just a list of boyfriends while in prison. Why so much lying? And this is for the HBO doc. Or no, this is for the book, sorry. These are a list of men who have been my love interest since being in prison. All of who have been supporters and met me through writing after seeing HBO doc. Everyone except for blank was actually Facebook friends with Christy before development of a relationship with me. Probably Ryan. Blank, age 34, dated 2 weeks. 9/2/2017 to I dumped him, or probably Ken. Blank, age 24, dated for 2 years. 9/15, yeah, he dumped her, Ken dumped me. Age 41, dated for a year. 2019 to 2021. Blank dumped me because I still really wasn't over. It's a lie. Blank, Ryan Anderson, age 35, untitled for 18 months and current. We are close. He is my best friend, and the feelings I have for him are a comfortable love. I can be myself, blah, 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 blah. I know he loves me for me. I don't have to be fake. He seems good. He sees my good days and my bad days and is always there for support. I've cried to him about other guys who have rejected me or broke my heart. I've taken my anger out on him by pushing him away, but he has stayed a loyal companion through all the good and bad I've shown him about myself. This is so disgusting. You can read it. This is from somebody to Gypsy. I just found the videos of you walking in and out of the courtroom. GD, those curves are in all the right places. Thinking about you on me with just a t-shirt again. Now I'm left with a problem. Here at work, I'm stuck at my desk again for at least 20 minutes. I think that's Ryan, probably. Just my opinion. But, let me go back. Y'all can pause to look. Specific dates. She has a thing with dates. And I was reading the comments in here, and it is just like Richard Ramirez. She tried to take her mother out 2 years prior on June 9th. Right? They planned to take Dee Dee that night on June 9th. It ran into the 10th because Nick's traveling. But I'll say it again. Dee Dee was already hurt when Nick got there. I'm not saying she was gone. I don't know. I do not believe for 1 second that Dee Dee wouldn't have fought back. Why is there no defensive wounds on Dee Dee? Not one. There's not one defensive wound on Dee Dee. I think Gypsy went in, like I said, in the kitchen. I think it started in the kitchen. You'll never convince me it didn't. There's too much blood splatter all over the walls in the kitchen and down the hallway. She cleaned up the floors from the kitchen to the hallway and missed a bunch. I just do. There is not one defensive wound. And you would think that she would at least try to put her hand back, or there's nothing on her arms, not her hand. There is nothing. Gypsy had already chased her with a dagger 2 years before that too. Anyways, I believe that Gypsy started on the 9th. I think that's why she turned Dee Dee's phone off on the 7th also. if you want to be completely honest, I think she was torturing her. That's just my opinion, though. I think when Dee Dee got up on the 8th, because they went and got her feeding tube changed, and Gypsy was just shaving in the bathtub, drinking her Pepsi and doing whatever. I think when Dee Dee said, I'm starting to relax now, I just think she meant, and I've said this before, you know, when people, if you watch other documentaries and true crime, how people who have made it, when they've lost a lot of BLOOD, they say just this calmness comes over them and they get warm and they get sleepy and they think, you know, that's it, but there's just a calm that comes over them and they got sleepy. And then said, Gypsy, please don't hurt me. I think that Dee Dee was fading in and out of consciousness. I think that is what's happening from the BLOOD loss. And she says to Gypsy, I'm starting to relax now. I think that's why Gypsy had a little spot right beside the bed, because she had Dee Dee tied up. There was restraints found in that bed. The thing is, they didn't do anything with any of that evidence, question Gypsy about it, nothing, no more. They got a confession, they got a plea deal. The day they were arrested, they stopped processing evidence completely. They let people in the crime scene, they mucked that up. I just disagree. Those cops did not handle that investigation correctly, in my opinion. Now, the detectives were on it. They were on it. That I agree with. Yep. All right, you guys. Let me, Aaron Lee, I just seen a notification that you sent me a super. Thank you so much. I appreciate you. I want to show you guys really fast before I hop off here because it's already over an hour. But this is the first thing that I have got to buy from my YouTube pay. This is the first thing because I've not been able to buy anything. I've only had one. It was very small. It was very small. I barely made the threshold for last month, so that was it. But I want to show you what I got. It's not nothing crazy, but I love this. Let me stand back for you guys. It is a Chanel photo. It's a canvas, a Chanel canvas. I love this era. I love the era that it's supposed to be and everything. This is my favorite era. They had Louis Vuitton too, but Chanel is awesome. It was $19, you guys, and I got one more. And this was only $9. And this is the two things that I've gotten with my YouTube. This is so pretty, you guys. $9. I just want to say thank you. Thank you so much. I love stuff like this, and you know, most of my stuff in here, this is like almost my whole house. Not a whole house, but a lot of decorations throughout my entire house is in my room right now. Like this stuff back here on the fireplace, that was all my living room. I stay in the family room here, so it's really big. That dresser right there, that's thrifted. I got it for free. I didn't pay anything for that. Nothing. This little, it's a storage sofa at the end of your bed. I got that a year and a half ago, and I only paid 19. It was it was a $99 little storage sofa thing for the bed, and I got it for 19 on clearance. So I love that. But everything back there, like on my fireplace, all that stuff back there, that is all thrifted too. All of it. I don't mind thrifting though at all. It is completely fine by me. Um, almost everything I have is like thrifted or Timu or like from Ross, but most everything I have has been a thrift find or, I didn't pay for it because it was being, I'll put it to you this way, at my old apartments, the evictions, I never understood this why people would leave their entire home. Brand new furniture, it just blew my mind. Um, but stuff like that, of course, I would take. I just would never take something like a mattress, a bed, like that kind of furniture because of bugs. I'm scared of that. I'm scared of that. But anything like that, yes, absolutely. I got that. So, yeah. And my night table, that was gifted to me too. When they would take it to throw it out, I would just ask them, hey, are you gonna throw that away? The maintenance, and they're like, yep, we are. And I'd be like, can I have it? And they'd bring it up to my apartment for me. So that's how I got that. And my house had fell in from Hurricane Ian anyway, so I didn't have anything for my bedroom. But anywho, yeah, that's what I got. I just wanted to share that because that is my first purchase from doing YouTube. And thank you guys because I don't know, it just made me feel really good that I could go get that and not have to stress whether I don't. It's it's silly, but thank you guys. I am beyond grateful for you. This is a super long video. But about my hair, it's all good. It barely really, it was this side. So it really didn't burn the hair. Not even because I have human hair extensions too. I was more worried about that. I was like, oh my God. No, it was fine. So I came in, thought for sure I was going to have to, because I had just gotten up earlier. Because I get up, I go out and do my morning stuff for my plants and the animals, etc., right? And that's what I was doing. So I had slept with the clip, pull my hair back, and I had a clip in, right? And this side of my hair had fell down, and I didn't even remember having the clip in. And I felt this side, not all of it, but there's a big chunk had fallen down. And this side was still back, so I thought I had lost all my hair. But I did get a blister on my hand though, because I literally grabbed it instantly. I didn't know what to do. I, this was so quick. You guys be careful. I'm serious. So when you're using products on your hair, it's very dangerous. But, oh, I want to show you one more thing really fast. Okay, so everyone is questioning her picture that she showed, dreams coming true, where she drew Ken the Aurora lights. Well, you did it with every man you dated in prison. It's not nothing new. It's these little fantasies you get in your head. It doesn't matter who it's with. You shared that you don't have anything original between you and any man. It's what you want. Anywho, and people are pointing that out. And she gets angry. She says, can I point out the fact that you highlighted an email that was to me, not from me? As for Ryan, of course he knew of my hopes and dreams to see the light someday. Because she said the same to Ryan. And that's what they're bringing up. And the light someday. And of course, he inserted himself saying, well, I will take you and we will go someday. I'm sure that in conversation, there was many times I mentioned my hopes and dreams for the future. At the end of the day, it's not Ryan who gets to be by my side. It's Ken, and it will always be Ken. Did you hear what she just said? He inserted himself. Oh gosh, you guys. My husband inserted himself because I said I'd hoped to see the Aurora Borealis, however you say it, lights. I don't even care anymore. I'm so over the Aurora lights. I'm over it. I just don't care anymore because Aurora Borealis lights that she named her kid after, that she's not even taking on the trip. Get out of here. I could care less. And somebody said, do you realize how cringy you sound? You married that man and then say he inserted himself into your hopes and dreams? Besides the fact that you have more to do with your crime than you ever led us to believe, it's because you say stuff like this. That's why no one likes you. Say it louder. It's because she does stuff like this, says stuff like this, and continues to lie after lie after lie after lie that nobody believes her. And she used Nicholas, she used Ryan, and she's using you, Ken. You are nobody special. You're just the best looking one out of the bunch right now. But bet your bottom dollar a man that looks a little bit better than you turns her head and gives her the attention, which I don't think there's a big list. Maybe Rogie. But he's a little older, but he's got more money. Oh, you better work it, Ken. You better work it. Don't be inserting yourself into her hopes and dreams. We know that's the only thing that he's inserting himself into, because it sure ain't her. He will insert into hopes and dreams, but not in. Okay, I'm sorry, okay. All right, you guys. Let me know what you think. I'll show you the other live with Bree, and I saw a live on here too where it's about Christy giving the photos to a content creator we all know, Case. At the end of the day, this is Christy's fault. I don't care what you say, it is Christy's. Now, behind the scenes stuff, I don't know nothing about that. I'm not going to get into all that. Nothing was made public. But I do want to do that live because I have a few things to say about them. They make excuses and will go down. Oh, it is infuriating. Infuriating. So, yeah. Let me know what you guys think about this. If you like this kind of content, please like and subscribe. And I do want to talk about, I think it's Anna Kemp or Anna Templeton is the girl's name from the Disney cruise that was just found under her bed, wrapped in life jackets. And the FBI took over, and I told you about it. I want to talk about that. Are you guys interested? Let me know. All right. I love you guys. Thank you so much for your patience with me on this. Me messing up, talking, chit chat, rambling. But we're getting this out there. I have not checked my TikTok to see if Jenny has messaged back. I will check it tomorrow, I promise. I'm nervous about that. Anywho, let me know what you guys think. I want to give her a couple days because I gave her videos to go look at and proof because I wanted her to be able to take the time to look it up herself before responding too. So I don't expect her to instantly. I want her to research it herself and give me her opinion. I told her that, so yeah. All right, you guys. I gotta go. It's late. Oh my God. And I'm hungry. Thank you guys so much. I love you guys. I really do. And y'all are the best women ever. I swear you are. So, again, if you like this kind of content and my craziness, because I am, I know, please like, subscribe. I appreciate you. And I'll see you in the next video. Have a good night, you guys. I'm gonna go eat and I'm gonna go to bed. I'll see you in the next video. Good night.